Thanks to AT&T and Samsung for sponsoring this video. Check out the new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G and Ultimate AT&T 5G connectivity for next level power on everything you love to do on your phone, from gaming to streaming and so much more. One of our three deceivers once talked to a ghost. You can tell us who you think it is by voting along in the chat. Let's find out who's telling the truth and who is a chump. Welcome to Chump, everybody. The Rooster Teeth game show all about lying and deception. I'm your host, Jeremy Dooley, and today we have a great list of deceivers out in front of us. Let's introduce them, starting with deceiver number 1, Todd Womack.
Wakanda forever.
No clap. There it is. I was like, they might cheer? I don't know. Deceiver number 2, Lindsay Washburn.
I'm just jamming to that music.
Yeah. And deceiver number 3, Kerry Shawcross.
What's up, everybody? I'm back.
What's up? He's back again with a brand new shirt. And only 2 people can sort out whether or not they're lying or telling the truth. Hold on, Kerry. The first being today's contestant, Mr. Jack Patillo. He's here. And the second, of course, being you, the audience voting along at home in the chat. Kerry, you've got a real shirt this time. It's not a duct tape thing anymore.
I have a real shirt. You ready for this? Yeah!
Oh, I have.
It worked.
Look at that.
Who needs paper towels and duct tape now?
I'm gonna be honest, that
Popped in,
microphone
Kerry's
kind of
Yeah, I kind of ruined it. That's fine.
fucked up your reveal.
I like you walked in, or like you came into the chat room here and you were like, hey, remember that bit I was doing last time? It paid off.
Yeah.
It was all worth it.
Hell yes. Welcome, everybody, to another episode. Lindsay, welcome for your first time on the show.
Thank you. So exciting.
Are you confident in your ability to lie to Jack today?
I don't need to lie.
No lies.
I'm going to just tell the truth, and the truth will set him free.
Set me free.
Specifically set him free.
Yeah.
Jack is a longtime contestant on this show. He's been on a lot. And every time Jack's like, let me go get my paper so I can take some notes so I can do. He's ready to suss out. Yep.
I'm ready. I'm
not
to
ready
dig
for
in.
this.
The last time I was on the show, I was rough. I did not do well at all, but it was some good deceivers. And so this time, Jeremy, you were like, hey, Jack, I'm going to give you some real easy folks to go up against. And I was like, all right, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That's what I said, word for word.
Setting me up with the bad liars is what you called them. So thank you very much for that, Jeremy.
Jack Patillo, let's see if your actions will speak as loud as your words when we head into our first game called Pushing the Envelope. So we're kicking things off with the headliner game for Chump, and that is where I have 3 lies or 3 truths from our deceivers in these envelopes. I'm going to shuffle them up where they might become lies because I redistribute them and they either get their own fact or someone else's. Jack is going to question each of them for 60 seconds to try to determine if that fact is about them and they're telling the truth or about someone else and they are lying. Audience, you're going to work a little bit differently in this one, but we'll get to that in just a second. First, we need to distribute these facts. So let's start off with Todd. Todd.
Sir.
The true fact about Todd is that Todd was once woken up in a dirt field by a cop. So awakened is a good way to say it. Awakened in a dirt field by a cop.
Okay.
Lindsay failed religion class in 5th grade. In 5th grade, Lindsay failed religion class. And Kerry is the one who talked to a ghost when he was a kid. And audience, I believe that is the one that you are going to be voting on. Who talked to a ghost when they were a kid? Kerry is claiming that it is him. But you can vote either hashtag Todd, hashtag Lindsay with an E, remember that, and hashtag carry in the chat to cast your votes. Remember, you get one vote. You can change it at any point, so don't spam the same name. Just whenever someone convinces you, you can change that. 2 points on the line, and Jack, you can get 2 points if you get all 3 correct. 1 point if you get 2 correct, so on. And you get 60 seconds to question each person. Who do you want to start with, Jack?
Man, these are all good. These are all good. The dirt fields, failed religion class, talking to ghosts. Jeremy, you and I, we have experience with some ghosts.
Yeah.
Let's see if Carrie does. Let's see if Carrie has talked to a ghost.
All right, we're starting with Carrie. Talked to a ghost when he was a kid. Jack, 60 seconds. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Ready, get set, go.
Carrie, what was the ghost's name?
I just referred to him apparently as the nice man. This is a story that my mother told me.
Okay, and so your mother told you. So when did this happen exactly? How old were you?
I think I was like 1 or so. I was old enough that I was sleeping in my own bedroom, but still young enough that I had like a baby monitor in there.
All right, so you were so what was the like? What did your mom think? Like, did she just hear voices and you talking to someone, or did she hear somebody else?
Yeah, no, she heard me talking to somebody, walked into the room and asked who I was talking to, and apparently I just looked at her and said I was talking to the nice man.
Okay, you were talking to the nice man. All right, and you were how old again when this happened?
Like 1.5.
Okay, one and a half. Talking in complete
Somewhere in
sentences. Got it. All right, Carrie.
Yeah.
Good talking to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You see what this man
Maybe.
does?
Maybe I
right.
forgot an age.
All right.
So, Jack, that's your questions for
fun.
Carrie. Who would you like to go to next?
Man, I don't know, just glancing at it, I could see the next 2 being true, but let's go ahead and go to Todd. Let's talk about Todd and his dirt field.
All right. Awakened by a cop in a dirt field. Jack, 60 seconds are going on the clock. Ready, get set, go.
Todd, why were you in a dirt field and asleep?
You know, last time I played this game of your tactics and going by your clock, but today I got my tequila out. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You don't know me. You don't know where I live.
I can't threaten you. You're not in the studio with me, so I can't.
All right. What was the question?
Why
the dirt field?
Why were you in a field? Why were you sleeping in a dirt field?
A friend and I had put a lot of different alcohol when we were in early high school into one jar, drank it, went and played at night on a tractor in some field near his house. And the next thing I knew, a cop was picking me up.
Nice.
In the morning.
How long ago was this?
I was 15.
You were 15.
Or 14.
What did the cop do to you?
So 400 years ago. The cop took me home and left me on my porch. And knocked
What
when my
city?
mom came to the door.
Wait,
Like a prank? Like knocking the door and ran away?
He was in
No,
a
my
paper
mom
bag
answered and
the
he was
cop
like,
lit
"Good
on
luck."
Fire.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my gosh. Jeremy, can I just ask, Todd, what city was this? Where were you?
Yeah, go for it.
I grew up in El Paso, Texas.
Okay, all right. So that's actually lends some credence to that story. All
I
right.
can't
Lot of dirt.
believe that. I'm
A lot of
happy I haven't been
tractors,
to
a
El
lot of
Paso.
tractors, a
then.
lot of development.
A lot of tractors in El Paso. All right, and Jack, that leaves only one left. That leaves Lindsay, who failed religion class in 5th grade. Are you ready to question her about this?
I want to learn all about Lindsay's religions class.
All right. Well, you have 60 seconds to do it. Ready, get set, go.
Hey, Lindsay, you failed religion class in 5th grade?
Yeah, I did.
What was your
It was,
teacher's name?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I could remember. I don't think I remember my high school teacher's name.
How many classes have you failed in all of your schooling?
Just religion. Just the
Just
one
religion,
F.
So what made you made you fail religion?
Well, when I was in the 3rd grade, my parents, my mom and my stepdad got divorced, and I went to light the prayer candles, and the prayer candles didn't do anything. So I was like, do these even work? And then in 5th grade, I had to learn about Cain and Abel. So there was like a whole big long story about Cain and Abel, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm just gonna daydream instead. So I also kind of got like a C- in math that year, but that was a tough year for me because my family was going.
What religious
Catholicism.
school was it? Catholicism.
It
Catholic
was
school?
St. Helen's Catholic school.
Dang.
Ah,
I
Tough year.
don't get
Over there.
this. I want to do
right.
that in chemistry. I want to go, I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, audience, remember, you are voting on who actually talked to a ghost when they were a kid. Kerry is claiming it's him. You've heard his story. Do you believe him? Or do you think it was Todd? Or do you think it was Lindsay? Make sure to cast your votes now as we go to Jack. And before we get your final answers, Jack, is there anyone you're completely not believing? Is there anything that threw you for a loop or lended credence to any of these stories?
Jeremy, I know you and I, we don't have kids. We don't have
Correct.
children. I do have nephews. And my nephews were not talking complete sentences when they were 1 year old.
Oh, Carrie's got a
I did
finger
not
up. What's
say
up?
I spoke well.
So, I mean,
When I've heard when my mom told me this
So-
story, she said that she could understand that I was saying like "ninth man." You know, it's not. It's baby talk.
Nice man or knife man?
Knife. Oh, man,
Yeah,
that changes the
there
whole
you go.
thing.
We've always thought
It
it
was
was
a nice
nice man. Maybe this was more sinister than I knew.
Ooh.
I love you, Carrie, but I think Carrie of all of them is lying to me. I'm still 50. Well,
Okay.
technically, if Carrie's
mean-
lying to me, that means at least one of the other two is going to be
Exactly.
lying to me. So it's mathematical stuff.
All right.
So,
Well, while you
anyway.
figure that out, Jack, while you suss out who you think is lying, who's telling the truth, audience, we are going to close down your vote for this game. You are now locked in. Thank you, audience, for playing the first game. Jack, for you, we're going to go down the line, and you're just going to tell me if you think they're telling the truth or if they are lying. And remember, you need to get 2 or more right to get any points here. And we're
Okay.
going to start with Todd, who was awakened by a cop in a dirt field. Do you think Todd was telling the truth or lying?
Man, I don't know Todd's backstory all that well, but that seems plausible for what he described. Basically, is mixing alcohol, because when you're 15, you're just going to grab whatever you can, mix it together, and drink it. Fell asleep.
Don't
in
do
a
that,
field, which is-
15-year-olds watching the show.
You don't do that.
You wait.
But then he said El Paso, and that to me is like there's a lot of space out there in El Paso, and I could see maybe in the outskirts that being a thing.
You're using the amount of dirt in the city as your.
I'm just saying. You didn't say New York
Dirt
City,
levels
you
of
know.
El
It's like New York
Paso
City.
are-
You're not passing out in a field, you know.
It's true. It's true.
So I think Todd might be telling the truth. I believe him. I believe him.
Do you want to
The
lock
church.
that in?
I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in, Jeremy.
Let's lock in Todd as a truth teller. And move on to Lindsay, who failed religion class in 5th grade. This is the
No,
real
I-
tell here, Jack.
Yeah, I see.
What do you
The
think?
thing is, she said she only failed one class in all of school, and to me, that target would stick in my mind forever. I'd be like, oh God, when I failed, Mrs. Burns' class or whatever, like that would be the one name that would stick. And she couldn't name who it was, and that to me was my sticking point. That made me think like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, I don't even remember that. It's like, that's a pretty big thing. Failing a class in 5th grade, like that's significant. Not college where you can blow off a class and go, oh, whatever. I don't care about that one. But 5th grade. I would think you would remember that name, Lindsay. So I think Lindsay, I can't believe it, but I think she was lying to me. I think she was lying. And I'm going
You
to
want to lock
Jeremy.
that in?
I am.
Locking it in?
Lock it in.
All right, lock in Lindsay as telling a lie. And I guess that means you kind of spelled it out beforehand and mathematically. You think Carrie is telling a lie about the ghost. Is that true?
I think was it the nice man. I don't know if the nice man was something a 1-year-old's going to be stating out loud. So
I
I'm
said
gonna say
1.5, but
Locking in Carrie is telling a lie, right, Jack?
Go ahead and lock that in. Yeah, lock that
Let's
in.
lock that in. And before we do the full reveal here of whose story is whose, we need to hear from the audience. Audience, who did you think talked to a ghost when they were a kid? Did you believe Carrie? Or did you think it was someone else? They thought it was Lindsay. Agreed with Jack. 49% think that it was Lindsay. No one thought Todd was talking to ghosts.
They called me the ghost talker when I was in high school. Everybody knows I talk to ghosts. I'm a ghost guy, exactly. I'm sponsored by ghosts.
Well, it's time to do the reveals then. And let's start with the ghost guy. Let's start with Todd. Who claimed to be awakened by a cop in a dirt field. Jack, you thought he was telling the truth, and I can reveal that Todd was telling the truth. You got that correct, Jack. Well sorted out. El Paso had dirt. And so audience and Jack, this is the big one here. Lindsay failed religion class in 5th grade. You said Lindsay was telling a lie. I can reveal that Lindsay was telling the truth. Jack, you got that one incorrect. She was telling the truth. And
don't remember that teacher's name.
You thought Carrie was telling a lie about the nice man. The nice man is real. Carrie was telling the truth about the nice man.
Who is this?
I didn't say
one-year-old
it sounded
speaking
good.
sentences?
I didn't say it sounded
Nice
have a
man is that's not a
Mom,
sentence.
the nice man visited me last night in my room and said hello to me. Like, what? No baby says that.
I didn't give her a transcript.
Which means, audience, you also did not get that one correct. So with all the points on the board, deceivers get 1, and that's it. Not a lot of points were distributed that round. So
The second you
contestant
said
and the
1, I
audience.
was like, oh shit, maybe it was 1.5. Oh no.
Oh no. Well, yeah, you were like, what age is this 1? I saw Jack shake his head. I was like, uh-oh. He's zooming in on this. This episode of Chump is brought to you by Lumen. Here's the cold, hard truth. Everyone, your skin has needs. If you want it to look as good as possible for as long as possible, you need to address them now. We get it. You might not know where to start, like me, I have no idea, but there's a company that's taken all the guesswork out for you, and that is Lumen. Lumen is on a mission to help give men the amazing skin that they deserve through high-quality, expert-created products delivered right to your door. All their products are formulated specifically for men's skin and made to target skin issues with maximum efficiency, using top-notch ingredients like charcoal, green tea extract, and vitamin C. That's the stuff in oranges. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. You need good skin health, especially as you get older, to prevent long-term damage. They sent me a little form and I filled one out that just was about, do I get oily skin? Do I get dry skin? And I was like, both. And they sent me the products that I need to deal with that. And I can't wait to use them. I just got them in and I'm looking forward to using those products and getting my skin healthy again because I really need that. You deserve to look and feel your best. And here's where to start. Go to lumenskin.com/chump to get a 1-month free trial of everything you need to start your skincare journey at home. That's lumenskin.com/chump to get your first month free. lumenskin.com/chump. Thanks, Lumen. So right now the audience and the contestant are tied for the chump. Remember, it's not about winning, it's about not losing. But all of that can change around as we move into our next game, which is called Out of Context. In this game, we have a social media post from one of our 3 deceivers. Jack is going to get 45 seconds to question each deceiver about this social media post. Audience, you're going to be doing the same thing, voting on who actually made the post by using hashtags within the chat, hashtag Todd, hashtag Lindsay, hashtag Carrie, to say who you think actually made the post. And now it's time to see that post. So what was the social media post in question? It was, you both need Jesus and bed. Good night, children. So this is a post, obviously a response to something from one of our 3 deceivers. Jack, you can get 45 seconds to question each of them about why they posted such a thing. Who do you want to start with?
Just need Jesus. Oh man. I mean, I guess Lindsay's the religious one, or I guess failing religious one. So we'll start
Right,
with
yeah,
her.
I guess not religious one.
All right.
So you want to start with Lindsay?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. We'll start
Okay.
with Lindsay this time.
So only 45 seconds for this one. So keep the answers and the questions short and get them in there. 45 seconds on the clock. Ready, get set, go.
All right, Lindsay, who are the 2 people that you're referring to in this tweet or the social media
So
post?
I was talking to one of my friends who he's a young man, and I was talking to a roommate of mine.
Okay, and what made you say you need Jesus?
Well, I was talking about how I was stuffed full of food. I don't know how PG-13 I can maybe get with this. And my friend wanted to be stuffed full of other stuff. And it was very late, so I told them to find Jesus and to go to bed.
Okay, but you said
Because
both.
I never
Who was
found
the other
Jesus.
person?
One of them was a friend of mine, and then the other one was my roommate. They were, they were replying to each other. They were, it was like a GIF. There was a GIF.
Involved.
GIF?
Yeah, GIF. Let's go with GIF. Might be a GIF.
It's GIF.
It's whatever you think it is. Everyone else think it's the it's
No,
next to the other
it's
one.
GIF.
No, don't
The
you
correct answer is
dare
GIF.
be. You can't float both sides of the aisle on this.
Oh no, I'm a GIF man.
I'm gonna buy you a Christmas GIF this year, Carrie. It'd be nice.
Thank you.
You're gonna love it.
Look at that, that's so nice. All right, Jack, that was your first context. Who do you want to get context from next?
Let's go ahead. Speaking of the GIF boy over there, let's talk to Carrie.
I don't want to be
All
the
right.
peanut butter boy.
All right, nice man. You get 45 seconds to question him. Ready, get set, a go.
All right, Carrie. So who are these two people you're talking to?
The one or the two and only Miles Luna and Josh Ornelas.
Okay, and so what was the context that you said they need Jesus?
We were they had been up late working, and we're talking about eating like from two different fast food places, and I just told them to like stop. This is not good. They were going to do like Whataburger, McDonald's, or something.
Okay, and so why do you say good night, children? Because they're both your age, roughly.
They were talking about eating way too much fast food at like 4 a.m. I was trying to be the parental figure that they clearly needed in that
You were
moment.
also up at 4 a.m. tweeting along with them.
Well, I didn't say I was a good parent. I just wasn't eating fast food at the same time.
Never said I was a good. Anytime you hear the phrase, I never said I was a good parent, something's gone wrong. Something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's another context for you, Jack, which leaves us with Todd. So we're going to get the story from him. Jack, are you ready to hear from Todd Womack?
I believe I am ready.
45 seconds on the clock. Ready, get set, go.
All right, Todd. So who are these two people you're referring to in this social media post?
So I was just playing around with a couple of Satanists. If you believe it.
Okay, these Satanists. What made you tell them they need Jesus?
Well, they were arguing about who was like right about Satan, kind of like Christians do about like they're like Jesus or whatever. And they were kind of like, no, Satan would never do that. Fuck that. Satan's more badass. Satan would. And the other was like, no, my Satan is metes out punishment over a meritocracy.
What time of day was this?
It's 2 a.m. on 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Okay.
Now this Satanist thing, I gotta remind you, El Paso. right,
Twitter's
so I
the
don't know
whole
if that makes
internet.
it more-
Twitter is
Yeah, I say.
I don't know if that makes it more believable.
Man.
All right. I was talking to a couple of Satanists.
I was just looking at what they're arguing. It was amazing.
Great
writing
start to the
prompt.
story every time.
Yeah.
All right, Jack. So you've heard all the context. Audience, this is your last chance to change your votes after hearing Todd's story. Jack, is there anyone that's not convincing you at all? Anything that's like sticking out as weird to you?
Lindsay just stumbled all apart towards the end of my questioning on her. Like I asked her, like, I think who was the other person? I forget what it was, but she just all of a sudden was like scrambling to come up with something to say. And that to me makes me think she was I caught her off guard somehow. So I don't think she's telling the truth. I think Lindsay's a good person and wouldn't lie to me. So yeah. So I think she's not telling the truth.
She hasn't lied to you yet.
That's true.
And then so you're floating between Todd and Carrie, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's I'm kicking around right now.
All right, both late night tweets from what we've heard. Audience, we're going to go ahead and lock in your votes. You are now locked in. Thank you very much, audience. And Jack, it's time to get an answer from you. So we've seen the tweets. Who is it from?
Let's see. The problem is, I could see Todd talking to Satanists, and also the thing is too, Carrie was very specific in his statements. He said Miles and Josh, who I could see them arguing, but I don't know that. And between if it was like McDonald's and Whataburger added together, I don't see that Carrie would be like, that's a bad thing. I could see Carrie being like, game on, let's do this.
Jack's really getting into psychology.
It's tough, man.
It's a
Did you
toss.
use your paper?
I don't have too many notes on this one, but I could see Todd telling some Satanists that they need Jesus. So I'm saying it's Todd. I think it's Todd. I think
right.
I'm locking it in. It's Todd.
All right,
Todd's
let's
the
lock
person.
in Todd as the one who made the post. There's that animation he was waiting for. All right, before we do the reveal of who actually made this post, let's see what the audience voted. Let's get those percentages up on the screen. Ooh, 49% went for Kerry on this one.
2-1 for Kerry.
It was about the fast food. So Jack has gone for Todd. The audience has gone for Kerry, and I can reveal that the person who made this social media post was Lindsay. Made this social media post. Lindsay!
I actually forgot it was a different person, but so he was like, "Who's the second person?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, there was another person I tagged in that tweet."
Yeah, that's what I said. Because I said you both, and I was like, "That's what it was." And I threw that at them. And you were like, "Oh, that's right." And I was like, "Okay, well, obviously, yeah."
It was at 4 a.m.
tonight. It was in response to a GIF. Yes, you are correct. I can see right here. Do we have an actual screenshot of the post? Not that we need any. There it is. Yep, there's the one. Both need Jesus and bed. And then all capitals, good night, children. Yeah.
My old roommate.
It sounded pretty suspicious at the end, but it makes sense.
Like Kerry, he's like, I don't know if I believe that. This episode of Chump is brought to you by DoorDash. Between never-ending laundry cycles and incoming emails, you've got plenty on your to-do list. Give yourself one less thing to worry about and let DoorDash take care of your next meal. DoorDash is the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose what you want to eat, and your food will be left safely outside your door with the new contactless delivery drop-off setting. You want to stay safe right now. That's why you're ordering food, and you don't really want to talk to anybody or shake hands or, you want to play it safe. They just leave it right at your door for you. With over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle, Wendy's, and the Cheesecake Factory. And if you've seen how big that menu is, it's crazy. DoorDash is very easy to use. Like if I just want a chicken sandwich, I go on, I order it, and it's at my door very quickly. I can just keep working and not pay attention to it. It's just another thing I don't have to think about and don't have to worry about, which nowadays is super, super helpful. Right now, our listeners can get $5 off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code CHUMP. That's $5 off your first order and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code CHUMP. Don't forget, that's code CHUMP for $5 off your first order with DoorDash. Thank you, DoorDash.
I knew that it was her, and I was like, I don't know.
I could, but you can see Todd telling Satanists that they need Jesus. 100%.
I would
That was
definitely
like-
do that.
I was impressed. I was like, wow, that's coming together. Did I tweet
Jack's
that?
not the
I
only
didn't
one
tweet
that uses paper.
I remember talking to Satanists, which means that the deceivers get 2 points for that round. So the deceivers are way out front with 3 points. Now, remember, Chump is just about not coming in last. So it is still up for grabs about who is going to be the Chump. And the way to determine that is to play our brand new game, which is called High School Dilemma. So in this game, we have a fact about one of our deceivers that's pertaining to their high school yearbook. We're going to give that to Jack, and he's going to have to determine by questioning them each for 60 seconds who this fact is actually about. And the fact we're using today is that one of our 3 deceivers was in the yearbook photo for Radio Club. Was in the
Radio
yearbook
Club.
photo for Radio Club. So who was in the yearbook's Radio Club photo? Hashtag Todd, hashtag Lindsay, hashtag Carrie. Cast your votes in the chat. Jack, you're going to get 60 seconds to question each person about this Radio Club yearbook photo. Jack, who do you want to start with?
Oh man, that's tricky, man. That's a good one. I'll start
one.
with Carrie. With
Carrie. All right. Carrie with the Radio Club yearbook photo. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, get set, go.
So Carrie, tell me about Radio Club. When did you join?
So I wasn't in Radio Club. I was just in the photo for your Radio Club.
Okay.
How did you end up
in the photo for Radio Club?
I was in the AV club, and it was like photo book day, like picture day, and we were all out on the tarmac, and I went at the wrong time. Like I went to the wrong one being called, and didn't tell anybody. So yeah.
Okay. And how many members were in the Radio Club?
It was not the most popular club. It was like 10 people or so.
So it was 10 people, and you have never joined them, but they still allowed you to be in their photo.
So there was some cross between the two clubs, as you can probably imagine, and also I was kind of like in the back and short.
Okay, but still just 10 people hiding behind. Okay.
Not a lot.
All right, there's your questioning. That's your questioning for Carrie. We're going to have you move on to another deceiver, either Lindsay or Todd. Jack, who do you want to move to?
Let's go ahead and move on to Lindsay this time.
Going to move on to Lindsay. All right, in the yearbook photo for Radio Club, 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, get set, go.
Lindsay, tell me about Radio Club. How long were you a member?
So here's a funny story, is it actually wasn't Radio Club. It was TV Studio Club, and the company who did our yearbook was so old that they wrote Radio Club. Like, they didn't understand that it was not a radio club. It was like a TV studio club. And it sort of was like the joke of my graduating class that year. They called the TV studio club Radio Club.
How many kids were in your class?
Like
in your graduating class?
Oh, 305.
305. So probably about 1,200 or so in the entire school.
Yeah.
All right. You didn't have a media department, like a journalism department that did your yearbooks for you? You outsourced?
No, yeah, it was outsourced. Like the same company who does like the school pictures, called like Jostens or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have a senior quote?
No, actually, there were no senior quotes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Jack, that leaves one more person to question, and that is Todd. And I think it's important to say now, the chat is hammering Todd during this thing. I don't know if you've seen that. Like, I saw someone say that Todd was in the yearbook photo for the Telegraph Club. People asking if high schools were invented yet. It has been brutal.
I saw someone in chat say, "Can we say that Jack was in the Radio Club?" Because it seems like something he would do. It's like, well, that's pretty close.
You got the radio.
We tried
voice,
to start
man.
a pirate. We tried to start a pirate radio while I was in high school, but we never got it off the ground. So,
well, Jack, it is time to question Todd. You get 60 seconds to question him about this yearbook photo. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, get set, go.
Todd, why were you in Radio Club?
Well, the chat was sort of right. It was when I was in high school, it was a nascent technology, and everybody wanted to get in on the ground floor. But
you and Marconi?
Me and my friend just wanted to do the announcements because we were both goofballs, and we figured if we could get some airtime, it would be really fun. But we actually never went to a meeting. All we did was think about going, and at the end of the year when they took the pictures, it was all in the auditorium, we snuck into the Radio Club picture and like 3 other clubs' pictures too.
Okay, and how many people were in your graduating class?
700.
700. Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow. All right. And this is where was this again?
El Paso, Jack. Remember from 10 minutes ago?
All right. And so, yeah. So, did you get to make announcements?
I did make announcements.
Okay.
Snuck in. So is the claim being made from all 3 deceivers that no one was in Radio Club.
Yeah, none of them actually were in Radio Club. I figured one would be like, oh, I snuck into the photo, and then it's like all three of them are like, nah, I would never be associated
No,
with those
I'm not in
names.
Radio Club.
Yeah.
No one's actually in Radio Club.
I
Yeah.
love that. All right, audience, it is your last
man.
chance to change your votes and get your votes in. Okay, Jack. Before we get your final answer, is there anyone that you think you sussed out? Anyone you're not believing at all?
I mean, like looking at it, it feels like that Radio Club is an older thing. So I could see there was a Radio Club when I was in high school. I could imagine there was one when Todd was in high school. I don't know how old Lindsay is. I imagine she's younger than I am, and I know Carrie's younger than I am. So I don't know that. The thing that threw me off about Todd was his graduating class was 700, which means there were close to 3,000 people in his high school, which is way too big.
That was only
way
three
too
grades
big.
too. That was only 3 grades.
But that being said, it's El Paso, which is it's a growing city.
Dirt everywhere.
And oh man,
Dirt tractors and drunk 14-year-olds.
so I mean, Todd would be the layup. Like Todd would be the one you expect. Like obviously it's Todd, which makes me think it's not Todd. So that's the tricky thing.
No, see, Jack's playing games with himself right now.
I know. I'm switching the freaking thing around, and I'm gonna drink. Haha,
All right, audience,
Okay.
we're gonna lock you in. Audience, this is your last chance to get any points. So fingers crossed for you. And Jack, you're in the same boat here.
Ugh.
So you're hoping
Todd
that
is
you
the
get
eye-king
points and
powder.
the audience doesn't.
I see. The thing is, the audience is gonna go Todd. 100%, they're going Todd. So I all right. Tell me when you
All
want me to start talking.
Jack, I want you to start talking. Who are you going with?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'll give the audience Todd. They're gonna have Todd. I'm not voting for Todd because that seems too much. The question is it's between Carrie and Lindsay, and oh man, I could see Carrie being involved with kind of like nerdy groups, and I could see the thing that messes me up about Lindsay is like the fact they didn't have a yearbook club in their school. That seems wrong. That seems like you would have a yearbook staff.
It's wrong.
Instead of outsourcing it to someone. Like it has to be someone who knows the people. It's Lindsay. I'm locking it in. It's Lindsay, and I'm wrong.
Locking in Lindsay is the one who's in the yearbook photo for Radio Club. Okay, Jack thinks that the audience went for Todd. Let's see, audience, who did you go for on this one? Yeah, they went Todd pretty hard.
Yeah. Oh, look at that handsome man.
Hey,
Wow.
Whoa, look at that hair.
Wow.
Is that from
Get
your
focused.
yearbook or is that just a photo?
That was my junior year. It's not focusing, but there we go.
There you go.
There it is. Look
Nice.
at that.
Somewhere
Todd
in there.
hair.
it's very
Those
good.
are the good old days, Todd. I remember those days too.
90s,
That's
bro.
like a-
90210.
That's like a Pauly Shore, Brendan Fraser haircut right there. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And that was from Todd's yearbook, that photo right there. And the other thing from Todd's yearbook was the photo of Todd in Radio Club
Yeah.
from the yearbook photo. Yep, it was indeed. You were right, Jack. You were right. You did suss it out. He was too old.
Yeah. Yeah.
The audience just went ape shit. It was out of
Bonkers.
nowhere.
It was too easy. It was like, obviously. It's like, no, that can't be right. So,
Carrie guessed the story exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had no
Carrie
idea.
pretty much nailed it.
I was just leaning into my social awkwardness.
Deceivers, you're gonna get another point for that one, and the audience, you're gonna get a point for that one. Deceivers, you crushed this game. You did a great job, very well played. But that means that, of course, on tonight's show, Jack Patillo, you are indeed going to be tonight's. There it is.
Dang.
Jack, you need a comeback for, man. You need a big comeback episode.
God, man, I've fallen apart.
We're gonna get there.
I
though.
need-
We're gonna.
I need
Next
people to
season-
yell at people's faces. We need this
Yeah.
pandemic to end, so I can get people's faces and yell at them. Watch them.
That's when.
Yeah.
When you're making them
That's what it
nervous
is.
like that, that's when you really start to
Yeah.
suss them out. So thank you again to all of our deceivers. Thank you again to Jack, and thank you to you, the audience. Thank you for playing along. Next week is going to be the season finale of season 3 of Chump. So we're gonna try to close it out with a bang because it is also RTX. RTX is coming up, and that's gonna be our RTX episode. That's the very beginning of the celebration. So make sure it's one of the first days of the celebration. So make sure you're here and then checking out RTX after that. And make sure to become a first member so you can watch Chump Change, our post show, where we're going to talk about all these stories in a little more detail and hear more about the Nice Man. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, the Nice Man.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Let us know in the comments down below who managed to fool you today. And a reminder, next week is our season finale, so you're not gonna want to miss it. Go to Rooster Teeth, check out RTTV, make a free account, and you can play along as well. Thanks, and we'll see you there.